What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I've been gone for a couple of days. We were finally back. Got back into town yesterday. Went on a little family vacation for the 4th of July. Went down to the lake. Went to the Oak Island down at the beach here in North Carolina. But we are back, and we need to discuss KEEL Infrastructure. As of today, as of this morning, it is up about 1% since the market opened. I don't know what it's going to be doing by the time I get this video out, but it's sitting around $4.50. It was all the way down to about $4.20, which is pretty low. And again, it's not a KEEL thing. It's the broader markets of all the HPC data center plays. They've all been selling off here lately. And with the news that came out yesterday with Trump saying that the ceasefire could potentially be over with Iran because he's tired of dealing with them. He said they're stupid. They go back on their word. They sit there and negotiate. And then Iran, as soon as they're done negotiating, they come out and say, we didn't talk to anybody. So the market's in a tizzy about that. Oil was up 5%, right? There's just a bunch of, broader things going on out here in the market. Not necessarily all a KEEL infrastructure kind of deal. That being said, KEEL did come out over the past couple of days and announced a new president for the company. So, a little small update there. They are being a little bit more active on social media. I would like to see them be a little bit more active. Being a little bit more engaging with the community. It's a very important thing in my opinion. Yes, it's good to go on these bigger channels, but it's also good to engage with the retail community. Because they could, they form your investment base, which is really important in my opinion. But has the thesis with KEEL, been broken? No, right? And I'm pounding the table on this because I just want to get it through to people. Yes, there are some shareholders that have bought when the stock was at $5, $6, even $7, maybe above $7. But here's the thing. You have to ask yourself this question, right? If the ones that bought it like $7, right? Why did you buy it? Why did you buy it at $7 when you did, right? You have to answer that question to yourself. Did you buy it because you did research about the company? You see where they're headed? Your price targets and thesis have it, exponentially higher than $7 in the next couple of years. What's your time horizon? Did you buy it for a quick flip? If you did, KEEL is probably not the ideal play. Did you buy it because you heard somebody on YouTube talking about it? You're just following the hype? Really, right. You have to ask yourself these questions because it's very important, especially in a very volatile name, small name like KEEL Infrastructure. If you bought it at $7 because you think, hey, I believe in the build out they're doing. I believe by come into 2026, they're going to have some deals announced. In 2027, I believe that, they're actually going to have people or have leases signed and have people up and running in their data centers. If you bought at $7 because of those reasons, then nothing has changed as of now. Nothing at all has changed. Now, if you bought it because you heard something on YouTube and you're just following the hype, you might as well just cut your losses because you're not going to be able to hold through volatility and through big momentum downswings and even the upswings, right? You have to be, especially now, you can buy the top names like Meta, Nvidia, Amazon, and not really have much conviction, right? You can buy those names because you've seen somebody else buy them. You can buy those names because of, whatever. They're safe. They're safer names. They are the blue chip names in the market, right? But when you start getting to the down and dirty of the Russell 3000 on the bottom end of the 3000, you really have to invest with conviction. If you do not invest with conviction, you can really, really, really get burned. And even when you invest with conviction in these smaller names, you can really, really, really get burned, right? Because you can be wrong. Your thesis can be 100% wrong. The company could completely fail. The company could, even the company could execute on what it's executing on, but the stock could just be a broken stock, right? So you really have to be okay with that happening. You really have to be okay with the stock falling 20%, 15%, right? Because at the end of the day, if you have conviction, then those 20% pullback days are an absolute buying opportunity, you know. Now, could we see KEEL drop below $4, below $3, back to the $1 range? We could, 100%. But if you believe in your heart that the company is a real company doing real things, then that is you back the truck up and you buy. And if your time horizon is long enough, then you could really, really be rewarded in the long run if KEEL executes what they're saying they're going to execute on, right? Here's the thing. KEEL just redomiciled and did this transition this year, right? They're still brand new into this, and people are expecting them to push out updates like a company that's been established for multiple years, right? They're just now transitioning from their Bitcoin mining stuff to HPC. You have to give the companies time. And you need to consider, if you are in KEEL right now, you need to consider yourself lucky because you're in before a lot of other people. You're in before the re-rating takes place, if it takes place. This is what investing is all about. You make a bet on a company that you believe in, and if you're right, you get massively, massively rewarded in the long run if you're able to be right about it, for one, and if you're able to hold through the volatility. Because if you're able to hold through these massive downturns and all the bad talk about KEEL online, you see people bad mouthing, oh, it's a scam company, oh, they're scamming all their investors, they're never going to do anything. If you can hold through all that, you're damn right you should be rewarded if the stock does good. You're damn right, because the other people shouldn't be rewarded because they're out here flooding the thing down. They're buying the tops, they're selling the bottoms. They don't know anything about building a thesis on a company. They don't know anything about having core conviction in a company, right? They're out here social media riding, hopping on the next hype train. And that's not what investing is about. Now, can you make money riding hype, riding momentum? Of course you can. But that's not how real wealth is made. You want to invest when a company is small, when a company is in their building period, in their transition period, and you want to hold for multiple years, and hopefully that company can slowly build and build and build, and in a couple of years, your investment pays off, tenfold. That's what this is all about. It's not about jumping in KEEL Infrastructure and trading it weekly, right? Or looking at the portfolio daily. That's not what this is about. If you're a portfolio watcher, which I can be guilty of it too, but if you're a portfolio watcher on the daily, it is very hard to invest in small caps. It's very, very hard because they're just so damn volatile. But KEEL Infrastructure, if you do, now listen, this is for my core KEEL investors. If you're a KEEL Infrastructure investor, if you have your core conviction, if you have your thesis, buy the name, stick it somewhere, even if you have to put it in another account that you don't look at. Buy the name, sit it, forget it, unless you hear something that makes your ears perk up, right? Unless you hear something that damages your thesis. When you invest in these small cap names, you're damn right you have to follow the company, right? And that's why a lot of people are here on YouTube following channels like mine or other KEEL content creators, because they want to hear the updates, right? They want to make sure that everything's still good. They want to make sure their thesis is still intact, which is fine. That's what this is for. I'm not on here telling you what to invest in. I'm on here, keeping you updated with the investment thesis and my investment thesis. That's what this is for. But KEEL, put it away. Don't look at it. The only time you need to look at it is if you're buying more or if you're reevaluating your thesis. That's the only time you need to look at what the price or what the value of your portfolio in that trade is. Don't portfolio watch small caps. The only thing you need to watch is the company updates and, just reconvicting yourself on your thesis on a weekly basis, right? Not even a daily basis. You don't have to do it every day, right? Just keep looking out for updates. Keep following my channel. I'm going to keep you updated on whatever happens with KEEL Infrastructure and the surrounding sector. And if something does come out that, you know, I'm not very happy with, or that kind of unsettles me a little bit, I 100% will let you know. 100%. I will let you know if my thesis is getting shaky, if it's cracking, whatever, right? But I just want to hammer home to people that I don't want to see you fumble out of a great opportunity just because the market volatility scares you out. That's how so many people miss out on opportunities, right? Now let me play the other side of this coin, right? Could I, or could whoever else we be 100% wrong about KEEL Infrastructure? Yes, we can, right? Could I lose all the money that I've put into KEEL Infrastructure? Yes, I could. But that's the bet I'm willing to take. That's the risk I'm willing to take, because I have conviction. I think they can execute on what they're saying, and I think there's massive growth for them. Now the ball is in their court, right? I put my investment in it, and I'm going to keep adding to that investment. But the ball's in their court. If they can't execute, then I'm dipping out. Or even if I'm late, if I lose money. Because the thesis, you know, nothing really changes in the thesis, but at the end of the day, they flop, right? That's the risk we're going to take, or I'm going to take, and the people following this journey is going to take if they're investing in KEEL Infrastructure. So that's really the update for today, guys. Nothing's changed with the investment. Nothing's changed with the thesis. The price is down. It's a buying opportunity for those who are bullish on the company long term. You know, again, could it bounce? Could it go back down? Yes, it could do anything right now. The markets are very, very in an unsettled place with the war in Iran talks coming back, the ceasefire talks breaking, oil spiking. You know, it's just, there's a lot of uncertainty out here in the markets right now, and it's got a lot of people freaked out. And when the uncertainty comes back in the markets, people flee out of speculative names like KEEL Infrastructure, right? But if you're a core investor, you just keep dollar cost averaging, you keep holding, and, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, if we hold through all the bullshit, hold through all the FUD on the internet, we will eventually be rewarded in the long haul. So, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave me some likes, some comments down below. I'm back to making videos on a daily basis. Again, sorry I was gone for about 5 days. We had a great time over the 4th of July. I hope everybody else did. Let me know what y'all did for the 4th if you're in America. And we'll be back tomorrow with another update. So, y'all stay safe. Do not panic sell your bags. And we'll see y'all in the next one.